It is 7:35 right now. I'm about to watch Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm a little bit late, I ain't gonna lie, but we're gonna go ahead straight into it, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm in my room. I actually tried to record the review yesterday, like when I watched the movie like 2 times, honestly, but I was blabbering on a little bit, and also I was just like all over the place. I was in a rush, but not really too, because I was going out that night, and I was kind of like trying to rush myself in a way. So now that I have a little bit of time, I can really like talk about this movie with you guys. Actually, kind of enjoyed it, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, but I do see why the mixed reviews, honestly. Now, before I head into the spoiler territory and everything, because I definitely will be hitting it at some point, the movie was really not that bad, to be honest. Like, I really enjoyed all the characters and everything. I thought it was really cool just to see everything, you know, with like the Easter eggs and stuff like that I at least understood. I thought it was actually kind of decent, you know. I thought this movie was not great. I thought it was alright overall. Before I continue this, just want to say, definitely hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for new. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It will really mean a lot if you guys come and reach that goal. But we're also very close to hitting 950 subscribers. So if you're new and haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. Anywho, let's continue this Five Nights at Freddy's 2 review. But yeah, like I was mentioning though, I really did like this film a lot. I thought it was alright, you know, again, because I was watching this movie as like a moviegoer, you know, because I never really played the Five Nights at Freddy's. I only played like the first one for a little bit. I definitely want to revisit those games though. I will 100% be playing those soon, honestly. I definitely do want to play the Five Nights at Freddy's game to really kind of understand a little bit more of the game and everything. Obviously, I understand the concept of it, you know, but I feel like obviously some of the Easter eggs I didn't see was because I didn't know the lore, you know, behind Five Nights at Freddy's, but I also only knew like a little bit of it, so I kind of admired the Easter eggs that they did, you know, and everything. I will admit, one Easter egg that they had, honestly, well, that's a little bit of a spoiler. I'll get into the spoilers in a little bit, but I just thought this movie was overall pretty decent, you know. It was alright. I just didn't... There was moments where I did find kind of cringy, you know, with the writing. I thought the whole dream that Vanessa had, you know, I thought that was cringe. Like, not cringe, but I was like, alright, can we just, like, move on, you know, in some type of way. I want to get into details, so, before I start spoiling. So, yeah, so I'm gonna be spoiling right now. So, here is a warning, spoiler warning, in case you guys haven't seen it yet, but if you guys have already and want to watch the rest, you know, you guys can. Or if you guys already watched it, haven't watched it yet and want to know what is up with this movie, then you guys can continue watching this review. But yeah, so with the dream, Vanessa was having a dream about her dad, you know, saying about how like he was the killer. Obviously in the first movie, she like is afraid that she's gonna be like him in some type of way. She's like going through these doors and everything, and it just felt kind of cliched, but also cringe at the same time, because it was just like the pacing of it was kind of too slow in my personal opinion, you know, but it was just kind of like, you know, like we could get this over with. It was just trying to build extra character for her, you know, in some type of way, so I kind of understand, but at the same time it was like very like kind of exaggerated at least a little bit. I will say though, other than that though, like it was alright, you know, like there were some writings where it was like, you know, alright, whatever, you know, but I will say, I forgot what review it was. I think it was the Gen V Season 2 review, where I was kind of like, I sometimes enjoy those cringe moments that people will say like, this was so cringe, you know, or like Avenger Ad Team, you know, in some type of way, because at the end of Gen V, they all huddled up and was like, yeah, let's go beat him down, you know. Kind of did the same thing with this movie, you know, with the end when Mike went back to like the first location and the first movie, and he was like, guys, if you really care about Abby, come out, you know, like I need you guys' help. And they actually did come out, you know, and I thought it was actually pretty cool just to see that, to be honest. In my personal opinion, I actually kind of liked it, you know. But like again, I went to this movie, I guess in a way, as a moviegoer, you know, but also because I never really seen people play it, you know. Again, I only played it once and everything, and I know of the game, so I was like, you know what, bet, let's watch this movie, you know. And that's why I kind of get like the mixed reviews, because it really does do justice for the fans, honestly. My theater was going crazy for the Easter eggs, honestly. I had a dude crashing out about something, I don't know what the hell was going on with his seats. Apparently it was too greasy or some shit like that. But like, I can tell that the fans, you know, really enjoyed this film, you know, and like I see why, you know, in some type of way, because I understood some of the Easter eggs, you know, the har with the teddy bear, like I was trying to mention earlier, but I didn't want to because it was kind of a spoiler. But I saw that, you know, I kind of understood that one and everything. It was just really cool to see like the fans enjoying this, you know, some type of way. You know, it kind of gave me the Minecraft movie energy a little bit, I will admit. But I actually, again, thought this movie was alright, you know. I really love the jump scares in this. I did have a couple of them, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. So I really like that there's more suspense when it comes to this movie, you know, than in the first one, because the first one didn't really have too much. But overall, I really did enjoy this film a lot, and I thought it was actually pretty good, to be honest. And alright. And yeah, like I don't really have too much to say about this film, to be honest. It was still pretty good. I actually really did enjoy myself like watching this, honestly, and it was something. It definitely was. And like, again, I understand like the mixed reviews of this, you know, like especially with like the writing. Like, this isn't a typical movie if you're just a moviegoer, you know, like I am, I will admit. But it was good in the eyes of the fans, of the Five Nights at Freddy's fans that played the games and everything and know the lore. And I know some people that know the lore, you know, that are kind of like, it's not like canon to the game, you know, like they mixed a couple of things up, you know, but they thought it was still pretty good, you know. And I'm glad that I kind of met like the middle ground of it, you know, because I understand as a moviegoer, but I also understand as like a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. So yeah, if you are in the middle ground like I am, comment down below, because I would actually like to know if I'm not the only one here thinking like this. But overall, it was enjoyable in a way. But it was an alright film. I know I keep mentioning that, but I thought this movie was pretty alright. If I had to give it a rating, honestly, I would have to give it a 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. I think that's a good enough rating for me personally. Last night, I did give it a 6 out of 10, but once I started kind of like decleansing of what I really wanted to say for this review, you know, and just like kind of grasping the movie even more, you know, I was like, you know what? I'll give it a 6.5, honestly. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10 for me personally when it comes to this movie. And I thought it was alright. I want to watch 2 more movies before the end of the year, honestly, which is Avatar, Fire and Ash, and also The Housemaid. Those 2 movies, I believe, are the only movies coming out this month that I generally want to watch before the end of the year. So yeah, and then after that, those 2 movies, I have to figure out how my listing will go for all the movies, and I'll be doing the video next year for that. So yeah, pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's my review for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. We'd love to know what you guys think about it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Peace out, everyone, guys. So enjoy your day, make every day nice today. Everyone stay positive, be positive. You guys already know you have a positive mindset. Peace.